Hello, I'm Peter Parfitt and welcome to the new Brit workshop. We're in the Netherlands and we're towards the end of our 1500 mile round trip of Europe using the new Snooper Ventura DB8500 Satnav. Let's see how it fared. Right, I've taken everything out of the box and let me show you what you have inside. First of all, you've got the actual navigation system itself, and it's even got a protective cover on the screen. It's a beautiful looking piece of kit. There is a decent carrying case. There's nothing worse than some of the bulky navigation systems that one has, having nowhere to put them where you can protect the screen. And here you have a purpose-built container for it. Aha! Free lifetime map updates, and this really and truly is one of the key things that attracted me to Snooper. Free map updates. Also get a CD. There are various other bits and pieces. Power supply unit, which has a continental plug and also a British adapter, so you're good to go anywhere in Europe with that. There's a power supply for use inside your car or motorhome, and that's got the standard 12 volt plug there, and this would plug into the navigation system itself. There's the mounting bracket so that it can be positioned on your windscreen or wherever else suits you inside your vehicle, and then some odds and ends of leads. It's been beautifully presented. It was ordered about 2 days ago and it arrived this morning, and they've been a lovely company to deal with. Now, my motorhome weighs 5 tonnes. It's 3.2 metres high and it's 2 metres 38 wide. It's over 7 metres in length. And if I'm towing my little car, then the whole length increases substantially. Now, I've had some run-ins in the past using my old Satnav. I found myself approaching bridges that I couldn't go under. I found myself in villages where suddenly you find there's a width restriction and you can't get through. And in one instance, I couldn't turn around either. As with everything on the new Brit workshop, I've done a lot of market research before ending up with the new Snooper Ventura. Now, a lot of people are nervous about driving around Europe, either in motorhomes or cars and caravans. Well, you needn't be, because you can tell the Snooper your length, your width, your height and your weight, and it will guide you down the appropriate roads. Right, we're sitting at a campsite somewhere in the south of England, and we're in the front of my motorhome, and the Snooper is connected to the 12 volt supply of the vehicle. There are no other connections going to the Snooper. I'm going to turn it on by pressing this button, and the first thing you see is the opening screen, and there's a progress bar that runs along here that shows you that the operating system is being loaded. Once that's done, you're given this menu with 8 choices: navigation, TV, video, music, DAB radio, photographs, telephone and settings. If we go to the navigation menu, the first thing that happens is that the machine goes through its little warm-up process, and it presents you with a screen where you can choose whether you're a caravan or a motorhome, and that will be based on what it knows about you. We'll see that in a minute. Or whether you want to be a car, which is very easy then. Yes, I'm just an ordinary car. In other words, a lot of the restrictions will not apply to you as a car. Now I'm going to make a separate video that shows you the various menus on the Snooper, as well as the options that you can select through those menus. And I'm also going to show you in that second video how the radio and TV work. And there's a little warning thing which you get with all sat-nav systems saying don't play with this whilst you're driving, get someone else to do it, that type of thing. I want to go to a new place, press the screen, and that brings up the navigation menu, and I'm on Navigate to, which is fine. I want to go to a campsite. Okay, so I'll either find it by name, find it around my current position, or find it around a different position. I'm going to do different position. And it's now asking me the country, well that's UK. Select the city, and my city is going to be Devizes. Devizes in Wiltshire, that's it. I'm going to set that. And then I've got a choice of the distances from devices that I want to look for a campsite. Well, I'm going to go for 10-mile radius, and it now offers me the option of selecting the campsite facilities. I'm going to go for, I want to be able to dispose of my chemical lavatory stuff. I want hot showers, I want hot wash basins, and I want a washing machine. So I say OK to that. OK, then I do search at the bottom, and it's come up with Piccadilly Caravan Park, which is in Laycock. I've actually been there, so I'll choose that one. Pretty good. I'll just look at the photograph. Yeah, I remember it well. It's a lovely campsite. So that's where we're going. I'm now going to look at the route, calculate, and there we go. I've got an option of simulating the route, choosing other options for the route, or going straight to guidance. It's going to take me 1 hour and 53 to get there. It's 57 miles. So there we go. We're off. Now, the way a Satnav works is actually relatively simple. It's got a database which contains all the possible points that you might wish to travel to. It might be road junctions, roundabouts, forks in the road, whatever it might be. It's got a database full of those. And every pair where this point is joined to that point by a road, there is some information about the road that joins those 2 points. It might be speed restriction, it might be the name of the road, and so on. In the old days, that was about all the information that the Satnav came with. But now, thanks to modern technology and modern mapping techniques, they also include any restrictions that might apply to that road, whether it's a weight restriction or width restriction, and so on. Now, this information about the restrictions on the road comes from the local highway authority. So if the local highway authority has not bothered to say that there was a restriction on a particular piece of road, then there's no way any Satnav will know about it, because it's not been published as a restriction. So there will, even with something clever like the Snooper, there will be times when you come across a road that, gosh, this is a bit narrow for me, or whatever.
Now, at the roundabout, take the second exit.
So you're in your car towing your caravan, or you're in your motorhome with your bed behind you, the kitchen sink, your food for a fortnight, and your dining room table, the cutlery rattling around, and you're on a road you've never been on before. So the more information you have about that road and the journey ahead of you, the better. Now, the Snooper provides this information to you in a number of different ways. It will give you advance warning of a junction ahead. It will show you a picture of that junction, and it will give you an audible and visual countdown as you approach the junction. If you're on a multi-lane highway, it will give you an indication of which lane you should be in. There's a picture showing the various lanes, and it shows you which lane or lanes you can be in. And that's particularly useful in some of those big motorway complexes that you get. Perhaps in this country, one thinks of the Birmingham area, but on the continent, Antwerp comes to mind for me, where there are multiple motorways joining and merging and so on. The Snooper displays your current speed. It also displays the speed limit for the road on which you're travelling. And if your speed exceeds that speed limit, it will let you know. It will tell you how long it takes to get to your destination, how far it is to your destination. And that sort of planning information is really useful. If you've been driving in a big vehicle or towing a caravan, you get more tired than in just a car on its own. And therefore you have to have more stops. And that sort of information helps you plan. Ah, yes, it's another hour and a half to my destination. I better have a stop in about 20 minutes' time. And so on. So this is really useful information which you as a caravaner or motorhomer need to know. Well, we're nearly home, and you can tell we're back in England. I've had to put on a warm top, and the traffic noise seems to be far worse than it was on the continent. Now, the Snooper Ventura will know everything you tell it about your vehicle, whether it's a car and caravan or a motorhome. You tell it your width,
your height, your length, your weight, and it will then guide you on the most appropriate roads, and that is brilliant. I really like the way that it gives you so much information on this wide screen. It tells you everything you need to know about events which are about to happen, about what decisions you have to make up ahead, what action you have to take, keeping left, right, going round and roundabout, whatever it might be. And it tells you which lane you should be on. Now, when you're driving on foreign roads, all this information really does help to make that driving experience so much better. And it makes that driving experience safer as a result. And also the planning information you can get from this, how far it is to your destination, what your time of arrival is likely to be. That allows you to take a rest every now and again, and you can plan your journey accordingly, and that is really important. Now, I found that I had a lot more confidence driving on the continent because I had the Snooper Ventura. It gave me so much information. I was able to take all the different things that the Continental driving threw at me in my stride. I was able to keep to the speed limits, I was able to keep in the right lanes, and, you know, I found it quite a joy. And so you mustn't be worried about driving on the continent. There's some wonderful holiday destinations there. If you've got a car and a caravan or a motorhome, try going to Holland for the cycling. Try go to Germany for the walking. These are hidden destinations that people don't really know about, and they're brilliant places, lots of great campsites. And actually, they're all on the database inside the Ventura. Now, I'll make a separate video which gives you a little bit more information about the various menu options on here, how the radio and TV work, and also a little bit of an introduction to using this with a mobile telephone. Now, I've really enjoyed using this. I think it's an absolutely fantastic bit of kit. It really did give me a lot of confidence driving on the continent, and I think you'll find it brilliant too. I absolutely recommend it.